Oh my God, chaotic week. So guys, it is the time where we get all the answers we've been waiting for. Hey, who's doing too much? Which relationship is fake? Which strategy is fake? Who is pretending to be who? It is a lot in all this. Guys, let me take you back. Let's remind you that during the day, Big Brother had given these people, something like a task to write the questions they feel like they would want. Like write the questions about a strategy or literally about inside the house. And these housemates wrote. And it is time to go through their answers and their questions. This is, okay, whoever wanted to know anything about which housemate, about which strategy, about which, friendship or relationship is fake, this is the right place to be. And guys, we are going to break down their answers and what we think is the correct answer. If they give us a wrong answer, definitely we are going to give them the correct ones. I hope you guys shall be together in this, because we need to break each person's questions and the answers they gave, and we really need to know which one is okay, which one is not okay. This is now where we shall be breaking everything down. Get ready, guys. Grab that cup of tea. Let's get ready. Let's get ready for all this, because we have to break each of them one by one. Anyway, guys, this is where we are going to start from. First of all, why were some of them pretending? Some of them and guys, I'm not gonna lie, Godessa really enjoyed the attention. The fact that her name was mentioned a lot of times, I feel like she enjoyed the attention, because first of all, Godessa is someone who likes attention, and she enjoyed everything. And Ricky, oh my God. Anyway, without wasting time, guys, let's dive into it. Let's talk about all this. But then anyway, without forgetting, guys, if you want all the answers, this is the right place. So what you can do for me is please subscribe, hit the notification button, so that every time I post a new story or a new video or a new update, you're able to watch. Let's dive into it. So the first, they were organized according to alphabetical order. So the first person was Abby. So Abby's question was, who would you want you not to defend you? Like, which person does Abby think or does not want at any one point this person to defend her? And she said Ricky. I'm gonna say yes, I also wouldn't want Ricky to defend anybody, because Ricky will come with I don't fucking care. He'll come with something like, bullshit, I don't give a fuck. Like, that is Ricky for you, instead of this guy defending you. This will be Ricky's answers, guys. I also wouldn't want Ricky to defend me in anything. And here I'll say, I would say she passed, but then I think the other person would be Tram, because Tram will always be with weird answers. Will be with that, man, you know how the Gen Zs can be. I think the second person will be Tram. Anyway, let's go to her next question. Her next question was, who would you trust the least with someone of your interest? And she mentioned Temi. Guys, we all know what Temi has done, so definitely we all thought it would be her name, because she jumped from Kaivo to Tram. We do not know the chemistry that was there. We did not see how that came about. We did not see where it came from. Definitely, I would say it was a tick. I don't know what you guys think. You can always drop your answers in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about all this. So her question was, who would you want to go on a date with, like in the house? And she mentioned Cassie, but then what do we think? We've seen Abby, choose Cassie to be, the deputy head of house. It is giving me, if she wasn't married, if Abby wasn't married, she would go for Cassie. That is what it is giving me. I don't know what you guys think, but then to me, that is what it is giving. And anyway, the next person was Aiku. But then guys, Aiku was so diplomatic. And I'm like, every answer of Aiku will be like, then think about the aftermath. And I'm like, Aiku are back. Anyway, let's talk about Aiku. So Aiku's question was, which two housemates have chemistry? Which two housemates have chemistry that they are pretending not to have, like the chemistry, but then they are just pretending like it is not there? The chemistry. And he mentioned Nommy and Abby. I do not know, but I'm not gonna lie. To me, it feels like Abby and Nommy have two different lifestyles. Like they are two different people. I also do not understand their chemistry. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I think I could like pass this. But then the other person out there, we all expected Temi and Kevo, but it is what it is. Let's go to Aiko's second question. Aiko's second question was, who are you physically attracted to in the house? And this is why now he started being diplomatic, talking about all the girls. He finds all the girls attractive. And I'm like, does the Egyptian girl Aiko told us about look like all the girls? We're sure that those characters. And I will take you back to when Aiko was talking about, Shiba's, bam bam, like buttocks, talking about, it intrigues him. I'm like, he would have just said Shiba, not talk about all these housemates a bit, like, Aiko. Anyway, so the next question was to direct to Godessa, like, Godessa, is she a singer or an actress? Because she has put up an Oscar award performance. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I think it was Nommy, because we saw Nommy mention like, she was the one that asked this question. And I would say, I really feel like just because Godessa enjoys the attention these housemates give to her, because we've seen, all these housemates talk about, she's intelligent, or she's smart, or she's this, or she's this. But at some point it gave me, since she's she's 30 something. I feel like since she's the older one, that is why they are assuming, they have that assumption that she's smart, or she's this, or she's this, or the fact that I would say she's just straightforward, and that is why they assume, all this or that. And guys, about this, I would say yes, she has performed. She has made her performances, because all the time, that these weird performances she will do, and you'll be like, I'm just observing her game, and the way she reacts, And what was her answer? She said, she's a singer, she has never been an actor. But for the person who asked it, that means she's a badass bitch. I'm like, what is this? It is coming from a place of, a weird place, like literally. That is what it was giving. Because somebody just asked, and you're talking about, it was even the way she replies. She said, whoever person wrote it, it felt, that shows she's just a badass bitch. I'm like, Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about all these answers. Then the next question of Aiko was, who has the biggest alliance and no one is talking about? And he mentioned Cassie. I will say it, because it looks like Cassie wants to be on everybody's good side. We've not seen, apart from Temi maybe, but we've not seen Cassie want to be on the other side. Cassie is always, what it means being friends with Abby. The way Abby is so, Abu always find a reason, to have an argument. But then being on the same page with Abby, Cassie is putting in a lot of energy to almost be on everybody's good side. That is what I can say. And I feel like, okay, this answer 8, I feel like it is the correct one. It is, And guys, I'm not gonna lie, Aiko was so diplomatic. Because all these answers he was giving weren't giving. They weren't giving, yes, I know, he's smart, or he's this, or he's an observant person, but at some point, you cannot like every girl in the house. Choose one. So the next person is Araga. So Araga was asked, what is the reason of him being on the show? So with Araga says, he's here because of his brand, the Araga brand. And he talks about he wants to see him being a professional model. He wants to be on those, top stages. The Gucci, I talked about the Paris Fashion Week, Gucci and others. And what do I have to say about Araga? Araga, you're a professional model, but then have you given us the touch of a professional model? No. Araga, you want to move your brand and all this. This is when I would have seen Araga, give us some. We would have had, this is from the Araga brand. We've not seen anything from the Araga brand. Because if the brand is already existing, we should be hearing things like, whatever I'm wearing is from Araga brand. I don't know what brand he has. I don't know whether they're the shades, whether they're clothes, but we should have had, a little bit of his brand. I don't know, are the durags from the Araga brand? Because we've seen him with many different colored, drugs. So I don't know whether they're from his brand or something. But then I will say, according to the reason as to why he's in the house, he has not done anything. Like, Come on, if you're a professional model, like at this point, we should be seeing the only part he gave to us was when he was, when they had a task and he was trying to show the housemates how to model. But then apart from that, he has not given us any. I would say, okay, this reason is okay, it aligns, or it is what you prepared for us when you were coming to the house, but you're not doing anything about it. Araga is not doing what he like. The answer is really legit. Like it is cool when somebody listens to the answer before they see what Araga is doing in the house. Be like, guy knows what he came to do, but then whatever he's doing, I don't know. Anyway, we wish him the best. We hope he changes, and we want to be there, and everybody's asking, oh, you look good, what is that? We want to hear him say, oh, this is from the Araga brand, like this is from the Araga, this is from my brand, this and this. The only thing we can say right now is the shipping is from the Araga brand. Anyway, the next question was, Araga, why are you always the most excited when there is a fight or when the fight is going on? And he just said, oh, he just wants to show you that he has a voice. And if it is that part, we have really seen his voice. This part, I'll say, okay, because we've seen him when it is the time for the fight. He'll be like, don't do that, try me. He'll literally raise his voice, and you will sense the confidence in his voice. And literally, I will say, yeah, that is the answer. And the next is, what do you think about, like, what does he think about his personality? Okay, he talked about, his personality is unique. He's a good guy for somebody who knows or who gets to understand him, and for somebody who knows if they see him or if they interact with him and the guy doesn't want to fuck with you, like you will literally know. This will take me back to I think the conversation he had with Yusuf about Godessa. It really gave, okay, I'm here, I'll give it to you straight away, don't come for my girl. That is to say, okay, if it was another conversation whereby he doesn't want to fuck with him, he would have given it to him straight away. I would say, it. But anyway, those are my opinions. You guys can still state what answers you feel like they are correct in the comment section. Anyway, the next person we are going to is Barry. Barry had a lot of questions, and it looks like Barry is here for the fun, guys. At this point, Barry, the only strategy Barry has in that house, it looks like, looking good, being a nice guy, dressing up nicely, and chilling. That is all I say about Barry ever since Nature left, like literally. So what were Barry's questions? Barry's questions were, are you really nurturant, or it is just a strategy in the house? To him, he says, oh, he's not. If it is just a strategy. Yeah, I would say it is correct, because we've seen places where Barry has tried to help out Temi in most of the things. Barry has shown up for, most of these housemates. I think we most saw it in week 1 and week 2. Barry was always there, making the food for everybody, like trying to check up on everybody, doing this and that for almost all the housemates. I would say, yes, he's not a nurturant person. Then, what is that one thing he's still trying to figure out about someone in the house? So he mentioned Godessa. He mentioned he's trying to figure out something about Godessa that he cannot point onto. I feel like, yes, Godessa was the right answer. But this part where he says, oh, he feels like, Godessa is, trying to prepare or trying to do something that he, like, I'm like, just say, it was, I feel like he would have just said, oh, he is trying to figure out whether Godessa wants something with him, or whether Godessa is trying to play a game between him and, Araga. I feel like that is literally what Barry is trying to find out. He's trying to find out whether, Godessa wants to have something with him, or he wants to stay with Araga. But this part where feels like he's trying to figure out what Godessa is prepared. A big Barry. Why lying? Anyway, the other question was, Godessa still, do you really want to be with Araga? I'm not gonna lie, when it came, I felt like, okay, this is a funny question to be read by Barry. And this part where Godessa said yes, she wants to, or she cannot ignore someone who makes for her breakfast, lunch, like literally dinner and all this and all that. I would say, Godessa, you're a smart woman who cannot settle for the bare minimum, and I feel like in that house that is the bare minimum. Yes, you want this person just because, okay, you do not want to be in the kitchen doing this or that or that. You want the attention, you want somebody to do everything for you, but I do not think you really want to. I think Godessa wants to explore something out with Barry and the other housemates, but since he's already locked up there, now he does not want to disorganize her game. That is how it feels. But this part where she says, oh, she wants to be with Araga. No, that is only if you would want to settle for the bare minimum. Because also we saw her in very many, conversations where she talks about, oh, they're not in a relationship. They're just trying to get to know each other and all this and all this. It gives me, Godessa just gives these answers because she does not want to throw Araga under the bus. That is what it gives to me every time she has, these answers that she gives, or she does not want to throw Araga under the bus. That is how I feel, about all this. Anyway, the next question was to Temi. Who are you planning to kiss and jump on next week? Are we surprised? No, I'm not surprised that it was directed to, Temi, because it is weird how she jumped from Kevo and went to Tram out of the blue. We did not see that coming. And she said, oh, like nobody, at first she said, oh, the very many niggas in the house, or she's trying to see, and then she said, like literally back to Tram. And I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. What if Tram leaves the house? Definitely, she'll have to get somebody else, because, it is what it is. She'll have to get somebody else in case Tram leaves the house. Anyway, let's now go to another question that was directed to Nommy. Nommy, do you enjoy being here, as in being in the house, or do you feel the housemates are not worth your energy? She said both. She enjoys being in the house. At the same time, she feels like the housemates are not worth her energy. What do I think about this Nommy? I feel like Nommy has a different personality. I don't think Nommy is a social person, like not so much of a social person. And being in the house with very many housemates is kind of difficult for her. Because I remember she had also mentioned it to somewhere in her conversations where she said, oh, the only person she has is her sister, so she's trying to make other friends. So I would say it's not like Nommy is a bad person. She just has that character whereby she's used to being alone. She's not a social person, and whereby they say, oh, she finds these housemates like like they're not worth her energy. It is just because she's not a social person. That is why she feels like, she feels like she can be okay on her own without a lot of all these people, and that I feel like that is why she feels like they are not worthy, So the next thing is, which housemate's opinion matters more to Barry? And he feels like it would, like which housemate's opinion would matter to him, and he mentioned Sheba. I would say yes, it is okay. It is, it could be a correct answer because Sheba is a straightforward person. Like her personality, like literally is kind of a straightforward person. So Barry would want to listen to what Sheba has to say. And another thing I would say, it is coming from a part of Sheba being best friends with Godessa. So literally Barry would want to listen to Sheba's, opinion about the friendship or about the whatever relationship or flirting going on between him and Godessa. Then on the other side between, Godessa and Araga. I feel like that is the opinion actually Barry wants to get. And the next word, bells. We are done with, Barry. That is all. You guys, in case you feel like you have your own opinion, you can drop it in the comment section. Because we are here to share, to, spill all the secrets. So, we got bells. So, bells was, if you are to choose one on the seat, if you were to choose one person to sit with, I think during the finals, who will it be? Like someone you wouldn't want to sit with, or someone you wouldn't want to be next to in the finals. And she chose Tram. I wouldn't say Tram. Yeah, I wouldn't say Tram. I feel like because of what happened, now she has to mention the name to make it look like, okay, they are not together, or something was never there. That is how I feel, because I don't see any reason as to why she would choose Tram. It is literally just because of what happened, the issue where Bells put like sat on Tram's hand. Literally, I feel like she's just trying to prove to the housemates that there was never nothing, or maybe just because of the words Tram said after that incident, because Tram had a lot to say, talking about, oh, there's nothing between them, Bells and what, or he can never explore what is there with Bells, or this on this. Tram had a lot to say. That could also be, the reason of all this and that. I don't know what you guys think. You can always drop what you think in the comments section. Anyway, still on Bells, the next question is, I think it was directed to Kevo, where they asked, Kevo, the cross you are wearing, is it symbolic or fashion? And Dude said both. I think we've seen Kevo wearing that cross all the time. And that question was from Aiku, because Aiku had asked, Aiku had asked him still before this, had asked him about that same, cross or rosary or whatever it is in, Kevo's neck. Then the next question was, who is acting for the cameras? And Bell said Bluetopia. I would say maybe, because there was also a conversation with Oyin where Oyin said, oh, every time the cameras are rolling, and like Bluetopia always have a deeper conversation or try to create something like serious, but then when they go off, she will say, okay, we shall meet, or we shall talk about it next time. I would say maybe it is what it is. And Bluetopia had to argue about it and be like, you're lying, all this and this and this, but it is what it is, because since it is not the first time, definitely maybe it is what it is. And the next thing was, who is the gambit? It is funny how these housemates do not know the gambit, and they're busy asking themselves, who's the gambit? And Bell stated that it is Tram, and maybe if you're in that house and you look at Tram's moves, maybe at some point you'd believe he's the gambit, because the way his moves are kind of weird. Like literally, I'm not gonna lie. His moves, the way he just throws some words, like, you think maybe he's the gambit. Anyway, it is now Bluetopia. So Bluetopia's turn came, and the first question was to Oyin. Oyin, why are you being fake all over a sudden? And Oyin, guys, I don't know why, but then Oyin's answers are always, I don't know why, she's just bitter or something. Oyin. So she said, if somebody thinks she is fake, then she's the one who is not real, like not real enough. So what is this supposed to say? It is more like, if you feel like she's being fake with you, then that means you're also fake. Is that to say she'll be real with the person she feels like is real? Because it looks like with her she's real with Flora because she feels like Flora is real, but then she'll be fake with the other housemates because she feels like also the other housemates are fake. That is what I think about all this. And the next question was, where do you see yourself like in a year from now, or a year from now? Where does Bluetopia see herself? And she said, oh, she'll be done with school, she would have started her business, her brand, like her fashion brand, and also maybe in her husband's hands. At this point we're like, girl, you told us there is nothing like a relationship outside, so how are we going to run from Big Brother's house to our like definitely relationship in that shortest period of time, then marriage? Apart from if she's trying to tell us Chimson Chuka, of which I don't think, because the way I see the way she behaves around Chimson Chuka gives, I don't like you, but I need you for this house. That is what it gives me, Bluetopia and Chimson Chuka. I don't know what you guys think, but then me, that is what it gives me. And the next question was, who is using a friendship or relationship to get attention? And she answered both sides. For the friendship, she said Temi. Yes, guys, I would say yes, she's correct, because there is a way Temi behaves around Shiba, Godessa, Araga, and a little bit of Barry, and these are her friends, and there is a way she wants them to give her attention. Temi is someone who will do anything for the attention, like literally, and it is her game, and it is literally working for her. Like literally, it is keeping her on top, so it is working for her. But then she's using her friends for the for the attention. And for the relationship side, Bells, and I would say yes, I would say Bells, because I don't think we understood, or I don't think Bells would have sounded or would have come out the way she is if it wasn't for Yusuf. Like, yeah, I feel like Bells uses the relationship for the attention, because most of us, or most of the people, wanted to know her after the ship with Yusuf. Then the next question was, have you ever been jealous over another housemate's relationship? Let me see. Has she ever been jealous? Has she ever been jealous? Has she ever been jealous? Yes. Maybe at some point. Because Blue liked Chimson Chuka from the very get-go. And we saw Chimson Chuka move to Kamti. Definitely, she must have been jealous of Kamti's, ship with, Chimson Chuka. But, she said, no, because with her relationships about money, vacations, and what, that means in the house, it is just the bare minimum. So there's nothing to be jealous about. Then, guys, we move to Cassie, like literally. So Cassie's first question was, who would you miss the most if they leave? Cassie and trying to be on everybody's good side. Just because there are 6 people up for eviction and he feels like, oh, he's supposed to be on everybody's good side. Yeah, he had to mention all the names. Said Nommy, I would say yes, maybe. He said Tram, yes, they could be friends. Gerard, I don't think. And the others who are up for eviction, I really do not think. Then the other question was, do you think there is something beyond, like what, beyond yourself, like literally why in there? Because for me, I interpreted it in a way that, like, do you think there is something more than what you came here to do, or more than the reason as to why you're here? So definitely said, oh, he likes making friendships outside the house, and this is something he has mentioned over and over and over many times in the house. So I'll definitely give it a benefit of a doubt, because he has mentioned it so many times. Because for him, he said, oh, he's here to make relationships, because he feels like he's big on relationships. He feels like these are people he will need outside the house, which is okay. And the other question was, who do you think talks about people behind their backs? And this is now where he mentioned Oyin and Flora. Yes, I'm going to say they do, but then they're not the only ones. Inside that house, everybody, because these housemates have nothing to do, like literally, they are bored. The only option they will go to is talk about themselves behind their backs. And I would say every housemate has talked about the other behind their back. So he would have just summarized it by talking about the whole house, because everybody inside that house is bored. So that is to say, everybody will talk about the other. So giving this excuse of, oh, when they played the clips of Oyin, Oyin was busy describing what she had seen, what was going on. And I feel like everybody does the same. So I feel like he would have said everybody in that house. Anyway, leaving Cassie alone, let's now go to Chimson Chuka. So Chimson Chuka's question was, what is the biggest misconception about him? And he said, oh, when he was the head of house, most people thought he was intense, this and this and this and that. And I would say, nah, no. I think the most, conception about him, it will be, he doesn't like seeing other people win. That is Chimson Chuka. He wants every win to himself. Like literally, every win in the house to be, okay, he's a competitive person, yes, but then you cannot expect every win to be to him. Like, he does not like, it gets him off when he sees other people win and him losing. That is Chimson Chuka. Then the next question was, who takes the longest to get ready? Bells. Yes, we saw Chimson Chuka have issues with Bells during the first week. And Chimson Chuka talked about makeup, skincare, all that. Yes, Bells. Then the other thing was Ricky, why are you so slow? And Ricky was complaining, like, from which aspect? Like, no. And he says, it's just because he doesn't give a shit about anything. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. That is why, he's slow. At this point, I'll be like, it is not because he doesn't give a shit or he doesn't give a fuck, but then that is what he wants the housemates to believe. Like, literally. That is what the housemates, he really does give a shit and give a damn, but that is the theory, or that is what he wants to sell to the housemates. Like, literally. Excuse me. So we go to Nommy. This question was directed to Nommy. Are you using Abby for the strategy or for the game? It looks like Like it is more of a take, not give. And Nommy said to her, she said, oh, she's not using Abby for the game because for her, she always adds value to where she is, placed or wherever she is. Just to say, to her, she feels like, she adds value to Abby. It is not like using her. But I would say this friendship of Abby and Nommy doesn't make sense. It looks like these are two different personalities. Like they do not have anything in common. Like that's how I feel about them. I don't know what you people feel. But anyway, let's give it a benefit of a doubt. But I feel like there are people who will talk about themselves behind each other's back. Because they're two different personalities. Like literally, I don't know what you guys think. But then that is how I feel about Abby and, Nommy. That personality, nah. Anyway, then this is, which friendship is the most strategic? Chimson Chuka. Which friendship does he feel like it is the most strategic? It was the way he took him a little bit of a time and he mentioned Tram and Temi. I wouldn't say it is a little bit strategic. With this, I feel like, yes, it may be strategic, but then it is giving me Tram and Temi are both the Gen Zs in the house, and they're not serious about everything. That is how I feel. Yes, they're using each other for the strategy. It is correct. Because to him, he said the way this friendship started from 0 to 100, like literally, like from nowhere to kissing, that it did not make sense to James and Chuka. The same way it did not make sense to me. I don't know how you people received it, but it did also not make sense to me. Like, what do you mean from 0 to 100? From no conversations, from no deeper conversation to kissing, or from my parents are watching to kissing? Did the parents stop watching? That it is a strategic move. Well and good. Anyway, we go to Flora. Anyway, Flora. This question was to Aiku. Who are you? Who are your best, like the favorite, best 3 favorites and the least favorite? Three of them. Favorite, he mentioned Barry, Kaivo, and Ricky. I will say Kaivo, yes, because we've seen them have most of the conversations. Barry, a little bit, benefit of a doubt. Ricky, nah. Ricky, I don't think with Ricky, because I feel like Aiku is somebody who is kinda attached to his answers. But then Ricky is someone who doesn't care, who doesn't give a shit, like he said, even when he does, because that is what he's trying to sell to the housemates. Like, he doesn't give a shit, but then he does. Then the list are Abby. I think Abby is because of the back and forth where Aiku talked about, Abby wants to treat him like a kid, sending him and all this, and Aiku is not okay with it. And said Kamti, I really do not know what the issue is with Kamti. And Bluthopia, I feel like they have not had a deeper conversation with Bluthopia. I feel like Bluthopia is not somebody who is open to deeper conversations. She's just, a person of top surface conversations. And I feel like Aiku is somebody of, deeper conversations. That is how I feel about all this. Then the next question was to Godessa. Why did you turn down Barry? I think for the, HOH loft. And what this I was talking about, it is for her personal reasons, or it is because she felt like she did not know Barry to that extent of going to the loft or sleeping, like sharing the same bed. And I will ask you a question, like, people who choose themselves in the very first week, do they know themselves up to that extent? No. It is just giving me, just like I had said, she just never wanted to throw Araga under the bus. But then if they had asked Godessa in, Araga's absence, she would have gone. Yeah, she would have gone. But she just never wanted to throw Araga under the bus. She wanted to, feed Araga's, ego, like, yeah. Also, not forgetting the lunch, the breakfast, all this, all that she had mentioned, the benefits she's getting for Araga. Because it looks like, I don't think Godessa would get the same benefits from Barry. I don't think so. Anyway, going forward, the other question is Tram the gambit? Imagine asking the gambit if Tram is the gambit. I said, Abego, hoo. Then she said, she feels like Tram is the gambit because of the way he behaves sometimes. Like, literally. I was like, How does he behave sometimes? Anyway, his sneaky moves. This time he's breaking bells and Yusuf sheep. Then now he's trying to go for Temi and all that. I think those sneaky moves and all this, like literally, and also the way he throws some words, like sometimes doesn't make sense. So the next question is, who would you want to connect with outside the house? I would say definitely Oyin, because they're best friends. And I'm also mentioning other housemates. I'll be like, you're lying. Because we've seen them and Oyin talk about how some housemates' moves are weird and all this and all this. But then for Oyin, I'll say that was the correct answer. Excuse me. Then the next question was to Bells. Do you think does Bells think what she has with Yusuf is genuine or just a game? And he said it is genuine. Guys, it is not genuine. Why? I'll take you back to a conversation of Yusuf and Martins, where Yusuf was busy telling Martins how he likes dark-skinned women or ladies or girls, and Bells is light-skinned. I think that is, And say we got Gerard. So Gerard's question was, if you could read a housemate's thoughts, who could that person be? Okay, like if he would want to see people's thoughts about him, which housemates would he? Talked about Godessa, Yusuf, Barry, Araga. But what connects Gerard to all these people? Godessa, Yusuf, Barry, and Araga. I would say it would be the Kamsi situation, definitely, about them playing a game where they said Kamsi was playing Gerard. I think that is what Gerard would want to see, or that is what he would want to get their opinions at this point. That is what I think. Anyway, the next is, who do you think changes personality according to the people they are talking to? You mentioned Bells, but then I would say all these housemates, because all of them are performing. Definitely, everybody wants to change personality. When they're talking to this person, I feel like they're nice. They want to be nice. When they're talking to the other person, and they feel like, oh, they is no, like literally. When they're talking to other housemates, and they feel like, oh, they have a crush on this person, there is a way they tend, to change. Let's go to the other question. Which line do you draw? Where do you draw the line? Like literally, he said, respect. Disrespect. He says they can joke, they can do whatever they do, but then there are boundaries with him. He does not do disrespect. And Gerard. Anyway, leaving Gerard alone, let's now go to Kaivo. So Kaivo's first question was to Yusuf and Bells. Yusuf and Bells, I heard you both had sex. Is it true? I said not yet, but is it? Because there was a time Bells had given us the gist, like they had. So we will go with what she told us. So that means they gave a wrong answer, definitely. And the next question was, if you are to kiss one of the housemates tonight, who would it be? He said nobody. But then I think somehow some people want to say, oh, if Temi had not done something with Kevo, maybe it would have been Temi. But guys, I will take you back to Kevo's side of the story, like in the second or first week, he was still talking about he does not want to do anything in the house. Like he does not want to kiss, he does not want to do all this in the house. Yeah, I would say he gave the right answer. Even some of you will not believe it. It is what it is. Then the next question was, who in the house do you think you will never be friends with? He mentioned Nommy. But we see these people being friends. I would say they have different personalities. We saw them, I think we saw them when God was trying to talk to Godessa about it. And for him, he explained that, first of all, he has only gone to the club once the whole of his life. Like, he is not a social person, party what this and this. So it feels like that different people, like definitely, they have different lifestyles. So like they will literally not have anything in common. So does not think there will be a mutual thing to make them friends. Then the other question was, I think that it was all with Kaivo. We got to Nommy. So Nommy, who is your least favorite in the house? Like, what person don't you like in the house? And Nommy said, Tram. And it was the way Tram replied, vice versa. It is the same. They also, Tram does not like Nommy. I'll be like, yeah, we've also seen it. It is no longer secret. They do not like each other. And it is okay. So the next question is, who do you still want to secretly be close with? She mentioned Temi. Yes, because at some point I remember in the kitchen, she talked about she misses Temi. Maybe she really feels like they could connect outside, outside the house. She still wants to be friends with Temi. The next question was, who cooked the best food so far in the house that you've eaten? She said Soltex. Guys, we expected Cassie, because Cassie has fed Nommy. Cassie has given Nommy food. But then for her to say Soltex, oh, my dear Cassie. Anyway, it is what it is. That is what she said. So we moved to oyin. Troublesome oyin. Small pepper. For her, she will come with, like, I don't know why oyin is bitter, but maybe it is her personality. So the first question with oyin was to Shiba, do you actually have an alliance with Godessa, or whatever you're doing is fake? Me personally, I feel like the two of them do not have anything serious, because they have the guts to talk about each other behind their backs. I feel like, it is, sometimes you just have to settle for the bare minimum. I feel like in the house, with the people in the house, it is only them. They feel like it is only who it is. Okay, I'll be like, it is only Godessa who tries to fit in Shiba's, category, or who tries to fit in Shiba's type of friends. And also in the house with Godessa, it is only Shiba who tries, to fit. Like literally, they're settling for whatever is available, since it is, they have limits. Like literally, their options are limited. That is how I feel. But I feel like all this kumbaya is not real. Outside the house, I feel like they would have issues. First, I will take you back to when Godessa mentioned that if she goes outside the house and she goes to that clip of a conspiracy and finds out that Shiba did not put up her name, like literally they'll have a problem. Then I'll be like, okay, that means you're not a true friend, like literally. Anyway, that is how I feel about all this. But this thing whereby they say, oh, it was natural, she feels like she's a strong woman. Yes, that's because you have limited options. That is why you feel like she's a strong woman, and you feel that way because, oh, it is what is available. Yeah. Then Owen, who do you think has the power to influence you emotionally? Definitely Flora, because they're best friends, like literally in the house, not outside. Then again, if you have to choose one of the housemates to sit next to you in the finale, Flora, of course. Then the next person is Ricky. Ricky, who do you think is secretly jealous of the other housemate? Ricky mentioned Godessa. Correct. And he gave his explanation that Godessa was jealous of nature. I'll be like, yeah. Because Barry, apparently, Godessa in the first week, Godessa wanted to have something with Barry. But then Barry was moving next to nature. So that means the jealousness has to be there. And that is what Ricky explained. Like literally. Then we go to the next question. Who is the most attractive housemate you have it admitted is attractive? And he mentioned Oyin. I think Oyin, me personally, I feel like Oyin is attractive, but then the problem is how bitter she is. She's always bitter. She feels like she has a problem with everybody. I feel like that is why most people, almost housemates, cannot approach her or cannot admit to some of this, like literally. Then Ricky, what do you think about Chimson Chuka? What Ricky thinks about Chimson? I said, oh, he's good, but he does too much. I would say maybe during the competition, because he's a competitive person, like literally. Then we move on to Shiba. So Shiba, who do you think you have the best chemistry with? He mentioned Tram. And he mentioned, oh, if they were, if the age gap wasn't big, or if they were around the same age, they would be, doing daddy mommy things are all over the house, like literally. It was the way Tram was asking, please, and we've seen Tram. Looks like Tram is sexually attracted to Shiba, but then she feels like for Tram he was ready to go for it, but then looks like Shiba is ready to set the boundaries. So if it wasn't there, Shiba would have gone for Tram. Then the next thing is, who is the housemate that you would who is the housemate that would hate you like would okay, which housemates would hurt her? Like they should not hate, but hurt. So she said, oh, for her, she doesn't get hurt so easily, but it would be Godessa because she feels like they've built a relationship or friendship. So Godessa would be the person. Why did you still, this was to Oyin, like why did she steal cutlery and Kevo's shoes? But this question gives like it is Temi who wrote it, because the way Temi was eager for the answer. So Oyin says for cutlery she just wanted to just wanted to punish all these housemates. We do not know why, but she just wanted to punish them. Is it because of the nature thing or what? She just wanted to punish them. For the shoes, we all know she's not the one with the shoes, so like she said she did not steal the shoe. Then this was the furor. Are you supporting your friend because she's your friend or because she's right? And she said for her, she does not support a friend because of a friend. She will stand by the friend because for her she believes Oyin does not lie. Like literally, like Oyin has no reason for lying, or she would still stand by her side even outside the house. And I'm like, okay, that is what friends are supposed to do. Stand with me whether I'm good or wrong. Like I feel like that is what my friend is supposed to do. Then the next thing is, who do you think has a crush on you? Sheba mentioned Ricky. But with Ricky, is it a crush? I feel like it is not a crush. Ricky just wants to, he's so desperate for a ship. He just wants to, what do I call it? Just wants to be in something with someone, but it is not a crush. Because if we were to talk about a crush, I would say Ricky had a crush on Nature, not Sheba. But then since Nature is out of the picture, he has to go for Sheba. And mind you, I'll take you back to the conversation where Ricky said, oh, she would have, but she likes her girls young. Where they asked him about Sheba, and he said he likes her girls young. I'll be like, okay, is that why Ricky said he finds Oyin attractive? Anyway, we go to Soltex. So Soltex, who do you think is secretly running the house? And he mentioned Godessa. I feel like these housemates gave her this because she likes attention, or because they felt like, oh, she's pretty, or because they felt like, oh, she's straightforward. Some of them think she's smart, but then me, I feel like, okay, she has experienced more than these housemates. Like at some point, she's older than them. And mentioned Godessa. And at the same time, I'll give it a benefit of a doubt where I will say we've seen most of these housemates carry their problems to Godessa, carry their problems to go and take advice from Godessa. But me, I wouldn't, Anyway, the next question is, who would you like to kiss if you had a chance? Godessa. Literally. I feel like Soltex, Oyin, not Godessa. You're lying. Just because you have issues with Oyin, so now you have to get another person. Anyway, who would you trust to have your back in a fight? Oyin. And guys, I will say before the back and forth with Oyin, I would say Oyin. I feel like if Oyin is your friend, she will not listen to what's the problem or what the cause is. She will have your back all the time. That is Oyin. And definitely I will say Soltex. Yes, it is Oyin. Anyway, guys, we now move to Temi. So Temi, which two housemates do you think should get together? Temi decided to mention Kevo and Nommy. No, I feel like she's lying. That is not a genuine answer. I feel like she wanted to say Temi and Kevo. I think herself and Kevo. Let me take you back to her diary room where she was jealous of why is Nommy now close to Kevo that she's not in that picture again. Like literally. Then who would you relieve to see who would you like to see leave the house? He mentioned the Cassie. Yes, from week 2, we've seen Temi talk about Cassie is always in her business and she does not like it. So yeah. Nommy, why are you trying to get to know Cassie? And Nommy said she's not getting to know. She's not trying to get to know Cassie. Like it is Cassie trying to get to know her. Who would you save from eviction if you had a chance? Temi talking about Araga. Oh, Araga is, a big daddy. I feel like you're lying. And another thing, I feel like she would, the way she took long, I feel like she would have said Kevo. Like literally. Because we've seen her, try to save him most of our times. And also I would say, okay, You want to save somebody who is not willing to save you. We saw Araga in the conspiracy where I talked about he saved, Godessa and Gerard, and you're busy talking about these housemates are big. Anyway, the next question is, the next question, we move to Tram, Mr. Dramatic, Mr. Strategy, Tram. We move to Tram. Tram, who is cheating in a relationship or friendship? Tram said there is no relationship in the house, like they've known each other for just 1 month, so there is no relationship. And I will start with him, there is nothing like a relationship. But then he said if he's to mention, it would be bills, like bills. I'm like, where is this coming from? Is it because bills had something with him, Tram, so that is why he's trying to mention bills? So he told his Yusuf, she's playing Kiniga, and I'm like, is it because you people had something, or And again, who do you think would sacrifice a friendship, to get further? Mention Chimson Chuka. I'll be like, yes. Because Chimson Chuka is somebody who is very competitive, and I also think he would throw a friend under the bus to get further, like literally. With him, it is about winning. You can't tell Chimson Chuka doesn't like losing, so he will do anything. He'll do everything so that he can win. And I would say another thing would be Temi. The other person will be Temi. Because the way Temi dropped Kaivo for Tram, I feel like this girl would drop anybody to go further. That is how I feel. The way she dropped, I feel like she decided to step up with her game. So she dropped the friend for the other to go further in the game. So, yeah. Then the other was, who do you think is using you for the strategy? Temi. And it was the way, Tram said it. And he said, okay, Temi is using him for the strategy. But then let's not forget, Tram is also talking about all his, conversations are like, okay, he's also using, Temi for the strategy. That is to say they're both using each other. But he likes it. He's loving it. So he's okay with it. I'm like, okay, good enough. I hope you're all on the same page because, yeah. I feel like, okay, they should be on the same page. They both should know that they are using each other for the strategy outside the house. Madam, you be gone to London. Tram will go back to his marriage, so everybody's here for the strategy. And, that's it. Then we go to Yusuf. Which relationship would survive outside the house? Araga and Yusuf. I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this thing will work outside the house. Yeah. I know you people will think, I don't want to call it jealous, I don't want to call it mean, I don't want to call it biased, but I don't think it will last after the house, like literally, I don't think. Then, what is that one thing you think the housemates need to, hear? And Yusuf said, stop being performative. I would say Yusuf would have told it to himself first, because I find Yusuf so performative, more than anybody else in the house. I feel like that question would be correct in a way, like, what is that one thing he needs to hear about himself? I feel like that would collide, like, properly. But though also these housemates are being so performative, like he mentioned, but he should just include himself. Then he mentioned names, Oyin, Temi, Kasi. I'll say Oyin, yes. And Oyin told them everybody is here to perform. If you're not performing, or if you feel like she's performing, then you should step up your game. You're not performing like enough. Temi, I feel like Temi is the most performative person, because Temi will do everything, anything for attention in that house. Like literally, that is how I feel about Temi. At some point, I feel like Temi may even know how to cook, but then she'll behave like she doesn't know how to cook, so that I feel like everything with Temi is so performative, like literally. Yes, we enjoy her performances. She's funny. Yeah, she's funny. We like her, but she's performative. Like everything about her feels so performative. Kasi, I'm not literally so sure. I feel like he's low-key performative, but not so much as the others, like literally. And then the next thing is the biggest threat to your, game. What could be his biggest threat? And he mentioned nobody. I would say you're lying. With Yusuf's game, I feel like Yusuf came with a game of shipping. I'll be like, his biggest threat is bills, because bills is on and off. They always have to sort issues over time. Every time they're sorting issues. So I'll be like, bills is his threat. of his, game. Then we move to Godessa. Godessa was asked, who is the most likely to accidentally start an argument? Abby. I'll be like, it is not accidentally. I'll be like, sometimes Abby does whatever she does, like well knowingly. So it is not something like accidentally, but then the answer is correct. With Ben, Bells, are you truly in love or is it a strategy? Then Bell said, oh, the friends, it is just a friendship. I'll be like, Bells and Yusuf, it will end in the house. Even it doesn't look like it will last even in the house. Nah. If it lasts, well and good. That is only if somebody doesn't go home this week. Then who would you trust the least with a secret? He mentioned Nommy, and I'm like, yes. Guys, you see this Nommy. I feel like Nommy is somebody. If you have a back and forth, or if you have an argument with Nommy, she'll bring out that secret you told her, like you told her. It will take me back to her back and forth with Neche, where she brought out some secrets. Like definitely, I feel like you cannot trust Nommy with a secret. She will bring it out like anytime, any minute. Like later, she will give it to you straight away. Like boom, this is your secret. Then, which two housemates do you think secretly dislike each other? Abby and Aiko. And it is weird because Abby did say she did not know, like, they don't like each other, like literally or this or that. And it is weird, I'm not gonna lie. So guys, I don't know what you think about all these answers. To me, I feel like most of the answers, 70% of the answers were not real. Like they were not giving us the facts, like literally like the facts. Anyway, it is what it is. Get to the comment section. Tell me what you think about all this, like guys. All these things. Anyway, moving on to Gerard, whereby which housemate do you think is underestimated? Yusuf and Araga. Me, I think Temi is somebody they underestimate, because I feel like Temi is using all these housemates for a strategy, and these housemates are taking it in this format. Oh, she's young, she's 21, but then girl is busy working, busy moving on her strategy, because you cannot tell me 21 years you're jumping from this guy to the other, you're doing this, using being so performative and everything. I would say the most underestimated person is Temi, because they're not seeing it. And guys, I would feel like if Temi wins, these housemates would not have seen it coming, because they're underestimating her. Then another thing is another question is what Ricky thinks about okay, like which relationship won't survive outside the house. And Ricky mentioned Godessa and Araga. I'll be like, yes. But where he talks about it has become the same routine and they're tired. Like Araga feels like he needs to, explore outside, but then he cannot because he's stuck. And also Godessa feels like since people are giving her attention, or since people are attracted to her, she wants to, but then at the same time she's also stuck. And me personally, I'll be like, it is not about being stuck. It is about they don't want to look like the bad people. Godessa just does not want to throw Araga under the bus, because she knows people outside, all the viewers will judge her. But at the same time, I feel like she's somebody who want to explore. I feel like with Godessa, she would want to explore more. There's nothing like getting attached to, one person. Like literally, I also don't think this, thing will work outside the house. Like literally. Then, with Bells, do you think, who do you think is closer to someone for the game? Sultex and Nommy. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't know what you guys think about this Sultex and Nommy thing. And let me know in the comment section, like, which answers do you really have opinion about? And which ones do you think were fake? And if they were fake, which answers do you think would have been the correct answers? As for me, I gave you what I think, or what my opinions are. I cannot wait to see your opinions in the comment section about all these answers and all this. And why do you think Big Brother had to give them this? Because to me, I feel like the house was being boring. These housemates weren't bringing anything, the fun or the what, because even after the parties they would go have their conversations, their kumbayas, those having sex have sex, those kissing do their kissing. And I feel like, okay, Big Brother said, okay, let me do something a little bit to them so that they can give us the drama. And that is how I feel about this game and all this and all that. I don't know what you think. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Let's get to know which people are faking, which people are not real. Otherwise, guys, I love you so much. Thanks for watching. Meet you in my next video. Bye.